Hi everyone. In this video I'd like to discuss a topic called manipulating formulas. Manipulate formulas. Also, this topic is known as transposing formulas or transposition of formulas. Okay, so let's begin. We can convert temperatures from degrees Fahrenheit to degrees Celsius using the formula C equals 5/9 F minus 32. Where C is the temperature in degrees Celsius and F is the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. Rearrange the formula to solve for F. And then what temperature in degrees Fahrenheit is equivalent to 20 degrees Celsius? Round your answer if necessary to the nearest hundredths. So I'm sure that all of you have seen this often, especially if you've taken chemistry, right? And we know that Celsius and Fahrenheit are used to measure temperature. Okay, Fahrenheit here in the States and Celsius pretty much everywhere else in the world. All right, but we need to be able to convert from one to the other so that we can, if we tell somebody, let's say in Europe, that it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit here, that person in Europe understands what the Celsius equivalent is for 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's do it. In order to convert now, rearranging the formula to solve for F, okay, basically we have to isolate F, correct? Get F by itself. Well, in order to get F by itself, since this is contained within parentheses, I would have to first get rid of the 5/9, correct? And we could do that very easily by multiplying both sides by 9/5. Okay, the reciprocal. And if we multiply both sides by 9/5, we know that the 9's here cancel out and the 5's will cancel out, leaving us just 1 in front. So now our equation is down to 9/5 Celsius is equal to F Fahrenheit minus 32. And then finally, we would have to add 32 to both sides. Okay, so we would add 32 to both sides. And of course these would cancel. And finally we have our formula for F. And I'm gonna switch these so that it looks like the other one. So 9/5 C plus 32. Okay, so that's our first answer. And the second question says, okay, so what if Celsius is 20 degrees? Well, find the equivalent temperature in Fahrenheit. So 9/5 times 20, okay, if C is 20, right? 20 degrees. So 9/5 of 20 plus 32, that's our equivalent in Fahrenheit. So again, 5 goes into 24 times. 9 times 4 is 36. So we have 36 plus 32 is Fahrenheit, and therefore this is 68 degrees. Okay, and that is our Fahrenheit equivalent. So the equivalent to Celsius of 20 degrees is 68 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's type all that in. 9/5 C plus 32. 9/5 C plus 32. That's our first part. And in our second part was 68 degrees. So let's type in 68. And there it is. Okay, folks? Okay, let's do another one. Here we have a problem that deals with our Pythagorean theorem. So in this problem it says, Pythagorean theorem is typically written as a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. A and b are the two shortest sides, or the legs, of a right triangle, and c is the longest side, the hypotenuse. Rearrange the formula to solve for a. Okay, so let's do that first. We are going to rearrange to solve for a. So we have our Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. And now we're solving for a. So we solve for a. Oops. Okay, so we just went right back. Okay, so now we have to solve for a. So we're going to subtract b squared from both sides. So we get a squared is equal to c squared minus b squared. And then we're going to take the absolute value. And if we take the absolute value of both sides of the equation, all right, we're going to get a is equal to the square root of c squared minus b squared. Okay, so we have now solved for a. Square root of c squared minus b squared. So it is the square root of c squared minus b squared. Okay. Now they're saying, what is the remaining leg of a right triangle? The hypotenuse is 13 units and the other leg is 4. So let's substitute 13 in for C and 4 in for B. So A is equal to the square root of 13 squared minus 4 squared. And that's going to give us the square root of 169 minus 16, which comes out to the square root of 153, I believe, right? So 153. Okay, and let's type that in. The square root, oh, it says round to the nearest hundredths. Okay, so if we round this thing to the nearest hundredths, let's just take a quick look. So the square root of 153, and that to the nearest hundredths, so it looks like it's going to be 12.37. 12.37, and that is correct. Okay, all right, let's go to the next one. Next problem, the area of a trapezoid is calculated using this formula. Area equals 1/2 the sum of the bases, right? The parallel sides are the bases times the height, where the height is the trapezoid and B and C are the bases of the trapezoid. Rearrange the formula to solve for H. So let's do that. Let's clear the board and let's solve for H. So the area of a trapezoid is equal to 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Actually, let's use their letters. It's B plus C. Yeah, so we want to be consistent, correct? So it's B plus C. Okay. Let's go back. It's B plus C. And they want us to solve for where H is the height, rearrange the formula, solve for H. Get H by itself. So in this case, what we can do is we can multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of that 2, right? So if you multiply both sides by 2, then this 2 cancels out with that 2, and we're going to get 2a is equal to b plus c times h, and then divide both sides by b plus c. And these guys will then cancel out here and here. So now we have our explicit formula for h. 2a over b plus c. All right. Now they give us some values, right? So we need to plug them in. What is the height of the trapezoid with one base equal to 20, the other 7, and the area is 135? So 135, 20, and 7. So it's 135, 20, and 7. Okay, so that's going to give us, what is it, 270 over 27, and that looks like it's just going to be 10. So our height is going to be just 10. All right, so here's our 10, and then we got to plug all that stuff in before, which was 2a over b plus c. root of A over B plus C. That is correct. And let's do one more. Okay, this looks very similar, right, to the other one. So again, let's work this out. Let me see if I can write directly on here. Hopefully, there's not too much of a lag. So we're going to subtract. They want the formula in terms of C. So we have to subtract first 32. So F minus 32 is equal to 9/5 C. And then, of course, we are going to multiply by the reciprocal, which is 5/9. And 5/9 again on this side. Multiply to the whole thing. So we're going to put parentheses there. All right, let's erase this because this is sloppy. 5/9, right? Okay. And then these cancel out here. So we have our explicit formula in terms of C. They're asking what if the Fahrenheit is 40. So we're going to have 5/9 and then 5/9, 40 minus 32. And let's work that out. So this is going to be 12. Oh no, sorry, 18. And we know that 9 goes into 18 twice. So 2 times 5 is 10. So it looks like 40 degrees Fahrenheit is equivalent to 10 degrees Celsius. All right, so let's type that in. We have 5/9 F minus 32, and then 10. And, oops, I think we made a mistake here, right? 5/9 F minus 32, and that's 40 minus, oh, that's 8. Sorry about that. Made a boo-boo. My bad. That should be 8, right? It should be just 8. Like that. Okay. So let's get rid of this. And that's going to be 5 times 8 is 40 over 9. So it's just going to be 40 over 9. 40 divided by 9, which is approximately, they said nearest hundreds is 4.44. 4.44. And that is now correct. Okay, great, thank you.